What's up, world? It's your boy Trey Retro underscore GT, and we are back for Social Work Month. Just talking about different things in reference to being a social worker and different roles and things you can do as a social worker. First video, I talked about like the different roles I've had as a social worker in my 7-year career, and this one I want to talk about like the creative outlets that you can do as a social worker. So for me, I'm an author, I'm a podcaster. I do some merch, some type of stuff right here. It's one of my hoodies. I got another one that says peace and anxiety. There's some other shirts that had like you good bro and you good sis on it. I do a lot of stuff around sneakers and mental health and cars and mental health. And then I bring in coffee as well. So I tapped into my creative outlets as a social worker to also make mental health in this field kind of, be cool, but also like just thinking outside the box. Like, I even when I graduated, I never wanted to be just relegated to just this clinical social worker or this social worker, and that's what he is. That was never my intent. I always wanted, to think outside the box and do things differently. And so I think, me kind of bucking the system was, me writing my first book, You Good Fam, along with Mental Health Keys. And it continues on because I have another book coming out called Refresh the Journey, Find Peace in October 2022. And, because, my thing of it is that, for me to be a social worker, I think embodies helping people, but also educating, advocacy, and awareness. So my first book was pretty much, dedicated to educating and providing awareness to the Black community around what mental health looks like for us. And I think even in my private practice doing therapy, that is one of the main reasons why I went that route, and, why I continue to, I feel like, succeed in that aspect, because I took a route that looks kind of different. But I wouldn't say different, but it's you have a route that you go and then you make it your own. I think that's the beauty in social work. So, outside of the books, right, I do podcasting, and I do podcasting with Everybody Relax podcast. We'll talk about a lot of mental health themes, social work themes, political themes, X, Y, and Z. That's what, made me extend my voice more, right? And we talk about being a social worker and how you can amplify your voice, how you can, reach more people or reach a wider audience without just doing clinical work or doing advocacy work. Well, kind of advocacy in a sense, but you can speak more on your opinions with certain different topics and still provide awareness, still doing social worky stuff. And then like there's the merch side. Like I have my own hoodies for my business. Then I have like a couple different shirts that I've designed over the past couple of years, selling merchandise that's related to mental health, social workers, this, that, and the third. So these are all different kind of creative outlets that you can kind of tap into to make different, to expand your reach as a social worker. I do a lot of stuff also with like the sneakers and then the cars, and I implement some coffee as well. Like I'm a big coffee head as well. Like just infusing all of that into my work as a social worker, because, everybody has this ideal stigma of what a social worker looks like and what it should feel like. I show up to session in like Supreme beanies and hoodies every day and sweats for my sessions. Like, and I'm a licensed clinical social worker. And I think it's very important to think outside the box when doing this type of work, because the people that we work with, they're not professional social workers or professionals that we work with. They're everyday people. So you have to mirror the population or the people that you want to work with in order to reach that desired outcome. I know sometimes that goes against everything we've been taught and trained from a book standpoint, from a professional standpoint. But it's like, this is why I joined the field of social work, even though it has its stuff with it, and I continue to fight against that. But the reason I chose it when I went into that the social work 101 class in undergraduate was